sun and fun capital of the world, Miami Beach, we bring you the Jackie Gleason Show.
Starring Jackie Gleason and his guest stars, Sid Caesar, Imogene Coca, Mike Douglas, and Bob Newhart. The June Taylor Dancers and Sammy Spear and his orchestra. And away we go!
How sweet it is! There he is, our orchestra leader, Sammy Spear. Take a little bow, Sam. Oh, you look lovely. You look like a lifeguard in a guppy tank. Friends, we have a show for you tonight, the likes of which I know you have never seen. We have on the show Mr. Sid Caesar. We have Miss Imogene Coca, Mike Douglas, and Bob Newhart. Beautiful. And we have a big surprise. But first, if you recall, last year we had a progressive jazz musician on our show that caught on with the audience. They really appreciated him. He's kind of far out, and I'd like to introduce you to him, Mr. Progress Hornsby. Some kind of cat there.
Yeah.
Say, are you going to favor us with a little tune this evening?
Oh, you must forgive me. I've given up my music for philosophy. You see, I don't play anymore. I just made my third philosophical album. It's called Blanking Out.
Blanking out?
Yeah, it just blank out.
Well, that's very interesting, but why is that saxophone hanging around your neck?
Oh, this is no saxophone. This is my medallion. You see, I'm studying to be a guru. Now I'm just a Maharini, you know what I mean?
Oh, just a Maharini.
And if you're interested, which I'm sure you most implacably will be, I must be inspected to be carnivorously tell you of my philosophical findings.
I gotta go along with that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me say, have we landed yet?
I think so.
Oh, good. Well, if something stops streaming there, here we are. Fine, but let us take the subject of pain.
Oh.
Now, pain is not the big thing that we make it out to be, you know what I mean?
It isn't?
No, you see, pain is a fetish of the imagination. It doesn't have to be such respected with such relinquishedness. The pistachio of this, which means there is a tremendous dichotomy between the brain and the mind. For instance, I wouldn't say I've made up my brain to go up that aisle. I made up my mind to go up that aisle, right?
Right.
Well, now, that's a difference in different philosophical interpretation of an instep. The total analysis of the calculation being that I wouldn't say I made up my brain, I made up my mind, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to get an argument out of me,
No. To show you I'm not trying to fake you out, I'm going to let you P-U-N-C-H me right here as long as you want. How do you want?
You're going to what?
I want to let you P-U-N-C-H me right here as hard as you want.
Why are you spelling P-U-N-C?
Because I don't want to let myself know what I'm doing.
You know, if I P-U-N-C-H you, you're going to F-E-E-L-I-T it.
I dig what you mean, man, but I'm out of it, you know. I just want you to P-U-N-C-H me right here with all your Zeusian might.
You sure you know what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Would you mind moving your medallion? Just move it over to that side.
This side? Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Did you find out?
I don't know if I've got it up yet.
Maybe if you took a little breath.
I've been trying it ever since you hit me.
Maybe if you move your diaphragm.
It's been moved already, man. I'm trying to look for it and find it. I'm looking. I got it now. I'm all right now.
You feel better?
Yeah,
Huh?
that's it, but I'm never going to try that again. More.
Remarkable. You know, I hear, Progress, that you've got a great philosophy on marriage.
Yeah, I have, man.
Is that so?
Yeah. You see, now,
Could you tell us what the real cause of divorce is?
well, the real factor of all the splits that's happening in this country come from boredom, you know what I mean? Sheer, unadulterated boredom.
Well, is there anything that can be done about that, Progress?
Most decidedly so. It's imagination. See, if you have a good imagination, you got a great marriage. But you got to have a great imagination for that. Now, I know this cat who's got real imagination. Now, he's so imaginative, you couldn't imagine what he imagines he imagines. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
Well, he was mad in the afternoon, and that same evening, he snuck out the back door of his house.
On the honeymoon night?
On the honeymoon night, snuck out the back door of his house, knocked on the front door, and his wife was screaming and hollering. And she didn't know what because she was in a boudoir, you know, getting dressed up.
He knocked on his own front door?
He knocked on his own front door to keep his wife, you know, from going on, you know what I mean? Kept his wife on because she didn't know what was going on, you know what I mean?
No.
So he kept his wife on and kept on knocking on the door. And she put on something, and she went over and she opened the door, and there he was, dressed up in a French Foreign Legion uniform with a rifle, a bayonet, and a helmet. And she said, "Who are you?" She's asking you to find out and me to show you. She started screaming, howling, screaming. And he ran after her, and he finally fired a gun in the air. Bang, 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 bang. And she was screaming, howling. And he finally grabbed her and took her and he threw her on the bed. And he took her on the bed, and he jumped on the bed, and he grabbed the pillow, he threw the pillow here, and he shot the pillow with the gun. Bang, 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 bang. She was screaming and howling, screaming. And next thing he knocked on the door, she opened the door, and there he was, a fireman. And he opened the door, and she slammed the door, she chopped the door down, and he jumped on the door, and he jumped again, he put the hand in the gun, he jumped on the bed, and screaming, howling, screaming, and she's screaming, howling, and he slipped, and he slapped, and he slapped, all over the hopping, and bang, the boom, and he went there, and what did he say then?
I give up. What did he say?
He said, "I love you because you're mine."
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're an afternoon television fan like I am, I'll bet your favorite show is exactly the same as mine. And right now, I'd like to bring out the man who made that show so popular, Mike Douglas!
Like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning on an ever-spinning reel, like a snowball down a mountain or a carnival balloon, like a carousel that's turning, running rings around the moon. Like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face. And the world is like an apple whirling silently in space. Like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind. Keys that jingle in your pocket, words that jangle in your head. Why did summer go so quickly? Was it something that you said? Lovers walk along the shore and leave their footprints in the sand. Is the sound of distant drumming just the fingers of your hand? The hanging in a hallway, and the fragment of a song, half-remembered names and faces, but to whom do they belong? When you knew that it was over, and you're suddenly aware that the autumn leaves are turning to the color of her hair. Like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning on an ever-spinning reel. As the images unwind in the windmills of your mind.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a real treat. One of the most literate and inventive comedians of all time. My pal, Bob Newhart.
Thank you. Hey, you know, the last time I was here in Miami Beach was about 5 years ago. I was at the Diplomat. And I had just gotten married, and it's a frightening experience. Everybody has their own idea of marriage, but for me, the hardest thing about it was that there would be someone who would know me better than anyone else. You know, there are deep, dark corners of yourself you don't want anyone to know about. And your wife finds out about them. And of course, people will say, usually when my wife and I are having a fight, we'll be at a party and they'll say, gee, it must be marvelous being married to Bob, he's a comedian, you know. She says, oh yeah, it's just a gang of laughs. We just get up in the morning, we start laughing, we don't stop till we get in bed at night. You can fool your children, you can fool your family, but you cannot fool your wife. I can have a couple drinks at a party, or be bombed, and my friends will never know it, my wife knows it. Now, my son is getting to the age where he's starting to ask questions, some rather difficult questions to answer. And this is a man who went out the night before and really hung one on, and he's paying for it the next morning. Robert, don't play with the Verum truck. Just leave the Verum truck alone. Daddy has a cold. Another cold, yes. I know Daddy had a cold last weekend. Grown-ups get these weekend colds. Well, you get a cold from going from a warm place into a cold place, or a warm place into a cold place, and from booze. Yes. Who told you could get it from booze? That's where Mommy says Daddy's colds come from, huh? Have your mother come in. Don't tell her Daddy has a cold. And don't slam the door. Hi, dear. I feel fine. I know I had a lot to drink last. I feel just sitting here watching television. Picture 2's been out a week now, huh? Thank heavens, I thought I was going blind there for a while. Yes, I know I have your dress on, dear. You don't have to tell me that.
Guess that's why the mailman waved at me this morning. Thanks at the time, dear. What time should you get Fred up? Who's Fred? My old Army buddy. Honey, I was never in the Army. I was last night, huh? POW camp, was that right? Honey, I don't know who he is. I asked him to stay over. You fixed a special Army breakfast for us. Honey, would you please call it cream chip beef on toast?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky to have Sid Caesar with us tonight, but now we really hit the jackpot because we also have the wonderful Imogene Coca. They will now show us the traumatic experience of two very shy people attending their first dance.
Stay tuned for more of The Jackie Gleason Show with Jackie and his guest stars Sid Caesar, Imogene Coca, Mike Douglas, and Bob Newhart.
And now, friends, one of the world's greatest concert pianists, playing his famous concert piece, the Grieg Piano Concerto, Mr. Sid Caesar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen many foreign movies, and now we'd like to show you one of the really great Italian movies. Who robbed the biselector? Or who robbed the bicycle?
Le salsicce, benissimo. Benissimo la salsiccia, come la motosi da patare. Che in bollo rosso la calate, il peperone, la malangi la galassia da care, quella sonore. Mendossolollo, lo ginecalla, rativallo, mai vasso soglio, gli mannescica. E la rostiposcio, mi valmatica, farmi maltutica e bagliussarica. E noi si può capire la cosa da mangiare, che questo non che sono moggioleva, e Roma, che mangiano i pedali, bravo, pelone, è buono, è un banzone, ragione. Possono giocare, di biciclette.
Oh, biciclette?
Io, e mi sono levato non si capisce. Metto un metro, un vergine che non si ne ha. E biciclette io?
Ja,
Che sono di Olios?
Olio.
Is a mortgage, no fucking?
No mortgage.
No mortgage, no fake. It's a scazzo io. Scazzo free. Mamma giorno di essere con Hey, that's a nice seat.
Look out.
Oh, that's a nice tushy seat, right? Grazie a tutto mondo da canale. Il molosso di Gianna che mando quello. E biciclette, il milionario. La storia della Roma e le vende le biciclette. Non girate niente, da hon.
Don't touch your horn.
Non to, io che mi lato si No, è tutto la hon. Tutta la hon, sì? E queste?
Tutte horn.
Quelle a mando al giro. Da sono bellate? Da torvillare?
Sì.
Dalle torvillare.
Beautiful.
È magnifico, ma sono di lasciano solo io. Vino sono china. E questa è il time. Vino non la time, non mi faccio.
Vino,
Aspetta già la vedo, sono
Zitta.
Oh, 5 di dolci non mi arriva, non ci la se non le vedo come si cade. Non si deve comandare. Andiamo lì, intanto a my wife. Ehi, Rossa! Rossa, andiamo a mangiare della cassa del mondo l'angelare. Rossa mi danno la pizza non serviva neanche che lo sono di banana. Ha vinto è Vittorio. Vittorio Rossa. Ma niente ce l'ha la chiesa. Ma chiesa, non si vede la casa. Ma non si vede la casa, sono da me, non lo fila. Ma sono fila, sono giù da casa da me. I biciclette, ma non ce l'ho da
Bicicletta!
Vittorio biciclette, ma sono davanti a
Bicicletta, bello!
bello, come che mando lo studiare. Guarda cosa bella, non lo sono mai. Lo sarei da mando.
Quanto si passa?
Dove si passa? Lo devi dare. Che solo chi manda, si può dire. E Vittorio, chi non torna loro rose, che loro tutto lo hone, Oh, non lo sente? Ne ha niente?
Tutto horn.
Tutto lo hone.
No.
Che ne loro? Ma non c'è la cara. Per fino a dove? Non ci sarà. Tutte. Ah, lo devi darsi da gualani. Me.
Oh no!
Vittorio, devi ce è vino. Che prossimo giorno non ce l'ha. Tirato, mi tanti di cosa non ce lo si lascia. Rivella somiglia. Lo sono già le case in di bacia. L'ha mangiato sono a salute. A salute. Scusate se io Vittorio. Che non potete casare. Che non devo wash your hands.
Wash your hand. Wash your
Go in the back house. Che fanno solo così, già ma se lo giocano, non c'è altro. Ma la cirella riballo che sulla mangiare, se ballo la tirare, ma che lo sono in mariccio, lo devi farci con numerità. In tanto sedina, arrivederci. Adesso mi va a finire, arrivederci con amici. Non altro non ce l'ha. Vedi, adesso non lo arrivederci. Biciclette! Ora non biciclette! Vittorio, se non torni l'antenna sarà incontrare.
di biciclette e roba di biciclette, il mafioso.
Mafioso?
Non si calati, non dormendo non si calati, indosso da via.
Roma, Roma.
Roma, you go back, you jog. Go back, jog, jog. Non so come giocare. Arrivederci. I see the biciclette, eccolo in Roma. Ma poi lì sarà ira. Bravo, di male essere ragazzi.
Bicicletta! Bicicletta mia!
No, non lo penano solo, Vittorio, e anche se non do di gira, non venga. Come on, aspetta. Vedi la vina, Che bella rossa la giornata, è tosta la vena della bicicletta, È buona la serata. Che bello, sono venendo a big shot, bella serata. Che bella sono insieme a Nannita. E Rosa, tu non mi devi la bicicletta, my friend, amico. E vendelo Vittorio, che bello giornata è negozio. Se l'altro video amico o friend che bello roba di biciclette è no good. Che la coscienza la faceva appunto per madre. I give it back the biciclette.
No!
Sono madre, I give it back the biciclette.
No, bicicletta mia!
Non la metti da parlare, se dai, I give it back the biciclette.
No!
E non posso mettere non so a backhand, lo metti nella mano.
No!
E guarda hand, ma sono ci la casa. Se non mangi la casa. Silenzio le pegate. Ehi Vittorio! Ma che sei là? Bicicletta! Se ne viene la giornata, e scusatemi, sono svegliando. E viene e roba di biciclette? No, non mafioso.
Non mafioso?
E roba di biciclette? Come? No, le confezioni, perdone, se non arrivano. E lo sono cilalari. Scusate signore, ma la vita non sono calata in modo di cilalari. Ma sono calata, non ce l'ho io.
Confessione.
Confessione?
You wash your hands, your back house.
On the back house, you know, wash your hands.
A stop all.
Oh, roba di biciclette. Roba di cilalari. Non se ne capisce la mano. Allora sono i danni, non posso giocare, sono la città solo tu. Assolutamente non la società. E se ne colleghi le biciclette, le tagline delle silverware, a ragione come ce l'hai watch, per esempio il crudello c'è. Non lo so io, non me la dico, la mangio, la mangio. Che segno di giorni? Buongiorno, piallare. Bendasso amico. Che adesso gli giorni. Ma la gente non lo so io. Goodbye. Goodbye, arrivederci, ciao.
I would like to bring out for one last bow Miss Imogene Coca. You know, Imogene, this is the first time we've worked together, and I must say it's been quite an experience.
Oh, I've loved it.
Me too. I've loved every minute of it. And I was thinking that when the show's over, perhaps you and I could go out stepping tonight. You know, take in a nightclub and maybe have some food, a few drinks, some candlelight and wine.
Marvelous. I wish you'd have asked me earlier, because I have a date tonight. As a matter of fact, he's waiting in the wings.
You have a date?
Yes.
With Caesar? But what do you want to go out with him for? You've worked with him for 5 years. You've seen him day and night. What do you want to go out with him for?
You just don't understand. Sweetheart!
Yes, Imogene?
You poor soul.
Good night, everybody!
tune in next week for The Honeymooners, starring Jackie Gleason and Art Carney. This is Johnny Olson speaking for The Jackie Gleason Show. Gowns by Cameo Evening Fashions. Jewelry by Mayors of Florida. Grieg's Piano Concerto in A minor, played by Robert Pancoast. Tonight's program was recorded.